What is going on, Warning Army? We are back checking out another video from this Teatro Metropolitan concert series. I didn't include it on the last video, but there was like that last part at the end of that song where it was like it goes black and like nothing really happens. But I was wondering like what happened. I was like, oh, it's probably like a costume change. But now that I've gotten to this video for Revenant, it looks like they're all off the kit now and they're all up in these chairs and they got another person here playing guitar. Not sure who that is yet, and not sure if I'm going to know who it is by listening. But I'm sure you guys will let me know who it is. But oh boy, are we about to get intimate. And you guys told me to buckle up because like the best was yet to come from this concert. And I feel like you're getting to this little part here at the tail end where this is going to be like the real big, like grand finale. We've already had like an amazing show thus far throughout this entire concert series. And I just have been blown away by what they were doing. I think 3 years ago, like 3, 4, 5. I can't remember exactly how long ago this was, but the fact that this is like older footage, they're obviously younger. They're still incredibly young, but the fact that they're doing this well at this age frame and this time frame already in their careers, I'll say it again. They're just way ahead of their time. These are rock and roll legends to be in the Hall of Fame for sure. They will be making documentaries about these girls. They are going to be making movies about these girls. There's going to be just so much ahead for their future, and I'm just so excited to be here, a part of it with you guys, which feels kind of like the beginning of their careers. Even though they've had a very long career thus far already, it still kind of feels very early because I feel like we're just barely tapping the surface of what the Warning is going to be here in the future. Like I said, they're going to be selling out stadiums, and we're going to be spending hundreds of dollars to be able to even hopefully see them. But that being said, like we need to go back to the days when concert tickets were way cheaper. Like that's, I think the problem today is that shows are too expensive for people just to go casually. You have to love a band in order to go see them, or else you got to spend some money. Like it's expensive, and the merch is expensive too. Like, so it's just not cheap and accessible, especially for the youth and like the younger people to really be able to go out there and experience concerts the way that I think a lot of us did, like in our teenage years and our young adulthood. Or in my case, it just never really stopped because I've just always loved concerts, and I don't think that I'll ever stop going, no matter how old I get. Let's check out Revenant.
Say goodbye to all the others. Call it close and crunch the numbers. Wash your hands and wash your feet. Walk on water. Find me someone to blame. Find me somewhere to aim. And I don't know the right or wrong. A melody without a song. Show me the truth inside. Show me.
Oh my God, I'm going to have to stop it here in the middle of this because I don't know how long this song is. I don't know how long it goes on, but I have so many thoughts and I got to get to them before I forget them. The first thing is I have to address every single one of you guys that try to tell me, like, I don't know what you keep talking about. Like, Paula's doing just fine behind that kit, and I don't know why you keep needing to say that she needs to come up there in the front. Well, I'm going to tell you this is exactly why. Because right immediately, the energy is so much different than I have ever seen from her before. This is reminding me of all those comments of those stories about like when they said like, oh, she filled in for Danny and she sung something that Danny was supposed to sing. And they're like, oh, you're not even the main singer? That's why, because she has a voice that sounds like a main singer. She doesn't sound like the drummer. Like that, I've talked about that to death. But the fact that like she just sounds so good. She has the charisma of like a front woman, a front man, a front person, whatever you want to call him. The person who's up there engaging the crowd. She has the most natural, I think, charisma to do that, even though Danny is the singer and that Pal's back there on the kit. That's why I find it interesting that the way that this band is like set up is because their personalities all kind of fit, but they also made it work into things where they probably would have kind of done some other things different too. But I love everything about it anyway. She is just straight up killing it on this song, like just so good. The fact that it's like a simple like story that we're telling here, like, you know, it's very repetitive, but it sounds like it's just drawing you in. Like, you know, she's talking exactly to you. And that's exactly like what I think they do a lot of times very well is making it translatable in that way where it sounds like they're speaking straight to you. Like this song was meant for you to hear it. The way that they filmed this part and the lighting in it is like really, really well done. I think it makes it look really soft and just really pretty. And it kind of just sets a different energy in the room compared to like the overall energetic and like raw, like, you know, excited rock show that we're at. It kind of makes it feel more intimate and special. Like you're kind of like just getting real close with the crowd. So the way that they're doing this is, I think, next level and top notch compared to what I see a lot of other bands do. Being in the middle of the crowd isn't enough, even though they're not in the middle here, but just being in the middle of a crowd isn't enough to connect. This also connects with a crowd. And I feel like I can see that like through the video.
Without a song, show me the truth inside. Show me to stay alive, 'cause I don't know the right or wrong. I'm ready without a song.
Sugar and spice right there.
Dear boy, can you tell me who will hold the blame now? Or will the fingers point if not at you now? Dear boy, tell the wolves you're finally coming home now. Do what you are best at, burn it all down. Say goodbye to all the others, call the close and crunch the numbers. Wash your hands and wash your feet, walk on water. Find me someone to blame, find me somewhere to aim. And I don't know the right or wrong. I'm ready without a song. Show me the truth inside. Show me to stay alive, 'cause I don't know the right or wrong. I'm ready without a song. You can't erase what has been done. You can't forgive.
I'm gonna have to stop it there for a second because the look on her face was like, wait a minute. Like she had like this look of like, whoa. The facial expressions from Pal and Danny are always just something that's gonna make me smile. I feel like when it comes to Ale, like she keeps it kind of together. Like you guys have told me she's the one that is kind of like the solid rock and the foundation of the trio. And when somebody like kind of explained it about how like the other two were like more empathetic and more like artistic and they have all those kinds of things like that she was kind of the one that kind of kept everybody grounded when everybody else was kind of more the roller coaster of emotions. Like I thought that was like a really sweet comment, and I'm like, I've looked at her differently ever since. Like she has been always that solid foundation. Like you could see her like looking at her sisters and like just kind of making sure like everything is good, like in those little moments where like Pal kind of like went like a little off, like in the sense of like, are you good over there? Like, you know, are you getting a little too emotional? Like kind of thing. Like I feel like I saw like a look in her eye. Like, are you good? Like kind of thing. She's always holding it down, like on the backup vocals, like that you don't even notice that she's really singing into the microphone. because she's just matching the pitch of whatever sister is singing in the moment, and it just sounds great. Like sometimes I have to look to see if it's Pal or her singing because they match each other's voices so well. In doing that, when they harmonize that way, and it just sounds so good. And that's what I think makes them translate so well live as well. This song is pretty. I have no idea who the guy is playing the guitar. Once again, probably not that important. All right, let's finish it out.
To stay alive, 'cause I don't know the right or wrong. I'm out here without a song. You can't erase what has been done. You can't forgive, you can't move on. But we cannot escape the time. A far from mistress keeping time. You can't erase what has been done. You can't forgive, you can't move on. But we cannot escape the time. A far from mistress keeping time. Find me someone to blame. Find me somewhere to aim. And I don't know the right or wrong. I'm out here without a song.
Yeah, the first thing that comes to my mind is this is just such a pretty song. I like the way that she sings the melody throughout this song. The overall guitar chords, they give me kind of like that feeling of like what I like in Mexican music without it sounding too much just straight up like Mexican music. It sounds like it's just a soft rock song, but they have like these little things like in this little sound to it that just kind of makes me think about some of those things as well. What is that thing on Danny's lap? Like I've been trying to figure out what it is. At first it kind of looked like the dinosaur that was like always in the egg on like that dinosaur TV show back in the day, but I don't think that's it. Like the face of it kind of looks like it from this angle, but like I don't think that's what it is. I have no idea. Something I'm sure it's something that you guys know, but I have no idea what the thing is. Another terrific song from The Warning. I appreciate you guys for hitting like on the video. And if you haven't joined the Foxtrot family, there is always room for you. Until next time, Warning Army, I appreciate you guys for watching.